We are converting this old salvage sailboat with a diesel motor into a fully electric boat to live on. But that's going to involve not only changing out the motor, but making some big structural modifications to find space for a battery bank big enough to move this 34-foot steel hull. This is Luke, and I'm Lori. We've gone all in on restoring an abandoned boat to sail around the world, and we want to share with you every step of the way. And you can help us do this by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and ringing that bell. It's a totally free way to keep the journey alive. Here's their boat, and here's our tall man who doesn't fit in the tall boat. As you remember, this is the original stern of our 34-foot sailboat. It has a quarter berth starboard and was closed next to the port side galley. The cockpit sides had a heavy slope inward, and the sole sat really deep. Combine this with the angle of the stern tapering upwards, and that meant the large diesel motor was housed under this box, taking up some valuable space inside the cabin. What was left behind it was inaccessible and unusable space. With that construction, the cockpit had no storage areas, these strangely inclined benches, and really no space to move around without bumping into your fellow crew members. That's when we decided to take it all apart. There's a lot of things in our construction that we didn't expect, but redoing the cockpit, this one was one of the things that we planned on doing. Not only did we plan on maximizing the space better, but since we were building a fully electric boat, we needed to rethink the entire design. And that meant ripping it all up and starting from scratch. Before we dive in, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Since we've embarked on building our dream sailboat, we have quickly realized that the word dream can be misleading. It often conjures up images like white fluffy clouds or smooth sailing, but the reality has been anything but that. As you are well aware, our project has not been a walk in the park. We've had numerous highs and lows, and we're not alone in that. Virtually anyone who dares to dream big, step out of their comfort zone, or embark on something new is going to face challenges along the way. And in moments like these, and throughout our lives, we have discovered the great value of speaking with a therapist. Not only does it prevent us from driving each other crazy, but it always ensures that we have someone available to listen. BetterHelp is completely online and designed to be flexible and convenient, which for us is really important having this lifestyle. You can message your therapist anytime and schedule live sessions when it works for you. And you can do it from your phone or computer. Call, chat, message, whatever makes you feel comfortable. They connect you to their large network of therapists, making it easier to find the right person to support your needs. It's got to be the right fit too, so if you need to change for whatever reason, you can switch with no additional cost. So if you're interested in checking them out and getting 10% off, click the link below in the description. It is betterhelp.com/Lahakai. Again, thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to building that machine room.
Mas eu faço com uma folga, caixa ou não?
I don't know. Our battery is going to be cardboard. 8 beautiful boxes of cardboard. Going in. No, we haven't discovered how to generate electricity from cardboard yet, but look out, Elon Musk, because we're looking into the technology. I think it's sideways. 23?
It's like this?
Might be. For now, we're just using this box as mock-up for our lithium batteries to see how in the world we're going to fit them all in this space. Then we talked to Sergio about our design and all of the equipment that needs to fit in here. He has a wealth of experience in not just carpentry, but the inner workings of sailboats. So he's going to help us execute our ideas and also avoid any issues when it comes to passing wires and pipes in this tight space. If we're going to convert this into a fully electric boat, then we're going to need some serious battery power. And that means we're going to need a place to put them all. When we rebuilt this cockpit, we raised up the deck so it would fit everything we needed behind the bulkhead to free up space in the main cabin. That gave us our machine room that will be accessible through this hatch under the companionway stairs. However, we've already built into a portion of the space. Portside, we will have a wet locker that is accessible through the cockpit and the head, and also a machine room that is dedicated for all of the equipment needed for the head. That leaves us with just this left. And no matter how spacious we were hoping this would be, we still have to account for the sloping sides of the hull and also the tapering of the stern. According to our measurements, we will be able to fit only 5 lithium batteries aft. That means we'll have to put the remaining 3 on starboard. To balance the weight on one side, we'll have things like the hot water boiler or our sewage treatment device on the other. The plan is to also hang things on the inside wall for easy access and maintenance, like the smart solar MPPT, DC converter, power inverter, motor electronics box, and stuff like that. All this built around the cables that control and power our pod drive motor below. This might be a tall order for this tiny space, but we're hoping we can get it all in there. But first, we're gonna have to do some modifications. This beam was sticking out too far, so it had to be removed. Then we needed to create some frames to support the sole. I got this circular saw on sale on Amazon for a great deal, which is perfect because it is exactly what we need now that we're out of the workshop. And Sergio's super excited. He is making a table exactly for this so we can turn upside down and rip some boards. We're using our old structure, pieces from our old structure. Nothing's going to waste. We're also using some pieces from the crates that we used to bring here. You bring all the stuff here. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Because of the sloping hull, we had to lift our outer batteries up to compensate. This is no easy task. There is not a single angle that is the same here, and Sergio is over 6 foot, so you can only imagine how this is going for him. But overall, everything is coming together really well. Before we go any further, we're stopping to seal some of the pieces. Once we finish this fitting, all of this will be installed permanently and will be the starting point for the rest of our interior assembly. Since this is just the machine room and not a high traffic area, we're just rolling on a couple of coats of leftover white paint to seal up the back and front of the wood. We also have a spare roll of PVC edge banding at home from other projects that works perfectly for not only sealing up the edge of our battery boxes, but also giving them a nice clean look. As usual, we were a little overly optimistic about the time frame of building this room. We kept trying to think of ways of how to simplify the work, but there is no real easy way around a place so complex. We need to protect this room that will be the powerhouse of our boat, containing lots of important electronic elements from condensation and fluctuations in temperature. Not only that, but we had to consider how our plumbing will pass through this area and how to prevent any possible leaks that could damage the batteries or devices. There was also the lighting to consider and wiring. What about the throttle, and how will we connect to the solar panels? Will there be plugs for shore power, and how can we keep it all watertight? The questions never seem to have an end, no matter what stage we're at of it. With all the wood cut and fitted, it was time to take it all out to finalize everything and prepare the space. We'll finish up the rest of the job outside and give Sergio's back a well-deserved break. All right, now we have removed the pieces that we have completed in the machine room, or rather, Sergio completed the machine room because really only one person can work at a time there. And now I'm gonna sand all of these, seal them, and paint them. And they're gonna go in there looking real good. We're gonna do everything in white. All right, back again, day 2 of sanding this. The temperature has definitely changed here. Winter is arriving in Brazil. I'm not down for it, but seems like everybody else is. I got my painting shirt on because after we finish sanding this, it's the painting everything. And I'm gonna stay in the sun over here. He's in the shade, but I'm staying in the sun. we've been reading all of your comments. There is so many good ones about the container structure roof and tips on our build, and of course, your amazing support. We have also received some great ideas that have gotten us thinking about possibly changing up the strategy for finishing this project. We'll have news on that to come. For now, we're going to continue building our machine room. At this point, we need to find a welder to attach our through hulls before we can install the final pieces.